All right. Here we go. Wherever you're watching from, welcome. Many people will watch this and click out of it or do nothing. They're probably looking for loud solutions and quick fixes. They'll probably burn out and quit. I'm not here for that. I'm here to show you how quiet, disciplined action done daily changes everything. My name is Max Baldoff, and Monday through Saturday at 6 p.m. PST, I go live to break down one key concept from some of the best self-improvement books in the world and show you how to actually apply it. Here's the truth. I'm not a millionaire yet. I'm not some influencer flexing Lambos or anything like that. But I am someone who's spent the last 7 years defeating addictions, rebuilding broken relationships, identifying and deepening my conviction in my faith, while also staying out of debt. So in short, transforming every part of my life. The purpose of this live stream is to move you beyond just knowing what to change and show you exactly how to do it. For every what, I'll give you one clear how, so you can choose what matters most and actually start changing from each book that we cover. Today's key concept is from the 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. I'm going to explain what it is, and more importantly, show you exactly how to apply it. Let me pull it up here. So the big idea is this, that obsession, when correctly directed, is positive and necessary for massive success. Oh, what's up, Kale? This isn't just about being interested in success. It's about being obsessed with success. Grant Cardone puts it pretty bluntly here over on pages 92 through 94 in this book. Let me pull it up and I'm going to read an excerpt from it. Here we go. If you become obsessed with your idea, purpose, or goal, you will become equally addicted to the idea of making it work. Anyone who makes it his or her mission to create long-term, positive 10x survival will have to approach each moment, decision, action, and day with this level of fixation. After all, if your ideas do not excessively preoccupy your own thoughts, then how can you ever expect them to preoccupy the thoughts of others? Something has to absorb your thoughts every second of every day. So what should it be? Be obsessed with something. Make your dreams, goals, and mission your mind's and actions' dominant concern. The word obsessed tends to have a negative connotation because many people believe that obsession with something or someone is usually destructive or harmful. But show me one person that has achieved greatness without being obsessed on some level. You simply can't do it. Any individual or group that accomplished something significant was completely obsessed with the idea of it. Whether it was an artist, musician, inventor, businessman, change agent, or philanthropist, their greatness was a result of their fixation. Someone once told me, or asked me if I've always been as obsessed with success and work as I am today. I answered, absolutely not. And this is Grant Cardone speaking, not me. But at first, I was, until about the age of 10. Then I let it go and didn't become obsessed until I was 25. I have remained that way to some greater or lesser degree ever since, and I regret those years I was not obsessed with my dreams and goals. I can tell you that my life has gone much better since I've been passionate about my dreams and goals, even when things went wrong. So, obsession isn't a disease, it's a gift. And it's what you need in your life in order to get massive results. So the problem is that most people are afraid of obsession. Society makes you believe that being obsessed is unhealthy, extreme, or even dangerous. So people hold back. We choose to hold ourselves back. They hesitate. They tell themselves that they should be balanced, but in reality, they're just avoiding the intensity required for success. If we're being honest with ourselves, balance just doesn't exist. It's not real. So let's break this down. Why do people not apply this? Why are they not obsessed? Here's why. 1, they think being balanced is a virtue, when in reality, it's an excuse for playing small. They fear what others will think if they go all in. 2, they tell themselves that obsession is too much, when deep down, they know they're just scared to commit fully. And look, if you're serious about reaching your potential, you need obsession. You need to be so locked in that other people think you're crazy. If that makes you uncomfortable, ask yourself, are you avoiding obsession because it's unhealthy or because you're afraid of what it will demand from you? That's a key difference. I have a personal story with this. When I was 17, I was overweight. I was living a sedentary lifestyle. I had a few addictions. I had a lot of issues going on. And it was really hard for me to do much of anything. My life was pretty... what's the right word? Pretty lame. I was loser status for sure. On the surface, everything looked fine because everyone's really good at wearing that mask and putting it on. But on the inside, I was a wreck. I was in shambles. So there was one day, though, that I watched the movie Batman Begins. It was a winter night in 2017, and I was just laying on the floor watching this movie, right? And there's this one scene where Christian Bale gets up out of bed and he falls towards the ground, starts doing push-ups in one smooth motion. And for me, that was it. Like, that was the moment where my mind just exploded and I was like, okay, I've got to get out. I've got to get out of this cycle of this downward spiral. I've got to change. And I'm going to do it now. Is that I had about 3 years of suppressed discomfort that just erupted inside me, and I just couldn't ignore it any longer. And so after that, I started working out actually while I was watching the movie still. And then the next day, I totally 180'd the physical aspect of my life. So I cut my portion sizes in half. I eliminated processed sugars, and I started running and lifting weights 6 days a week. 2 months in, I lost 20 pounds, and then 4 months in, I was able to do the Batman push-up from the scene in the movie that I watched. 2 months after that, I had a six-pack, and I never looked back. It was great. It was really good. And that was an obsession. And so the key here is that obsessions aren't really sustainable over a long period of time unless you're switching your obsessive focus as needed, right? So there's always going to be one thing that is more dominant, more prevalent in your mind than others, and that's your obsession per se. And for me in the Batman story, like my physicality, my physique, my diet, that was my obsession at that time. But eventually that changed. Once I had been obsessed with my physique for long enough that I got it to a point where it was manageable, then I started to work and be obsessed on other things that I also needed to change, like some of the addictions that I was going through, my schoolwork, self-education, those types of things. And you've got to just be really, really self-aware and brutally self-honest, or brutally honest with yourself. I mean, in identifying those areas that you want to change the most in, and identifying when the area that you want to change the most in switches, when that obsessive focus that you have also needs to switch. And so whether you're watching this on LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, I think it'll be a couple other places too. Comment down below if this punches you in the gut. Or both options are okay. So with that, I want to get into the how of how can you actually apply this obsession? How can you make this something that actually goes into your life and is actually beneficial for you? Because it's just the what, like we've talked about the what now. Now we're going to talk about the how, because the what is nothing without the how. So let's get into this. Let me pull up my notes. Okay. So when we set habits, we need our habits to have three things. We need them to have a super specific what, when, and where. We need them to be really, really small and and by small I mean easy. And we need them to be really, really simple. And I'll give you an example of how we can do this for being obsessed with success, like we've been talking about with Grant Cardone. But to start, I'll just give the what, the when, and the where with this habit. So the what is going to be go all in on something that you want to master, read, study, practice, or execute, whatever moves the needle for you forward. The when is going to be right after you finish lunch, whatever time that is for that day. And then the where is going to be at a designated workspace or your favorite comfortable chair. Just kind of wherever is fine, as long as it's in the same location every day. So do we get that? So making sure that, so the what is going to be, you're going to spend 10 minutes just working obsessively on whatever you feel very strongly that you're obsessed with at this point in time. The when is you do it right after lunch. And then the where is wherever, like at your workspace or at your favorite chair or something. The point is that you take this habit, this action, as a framework and adapt it to your own life to make sure that it's something that you can implement for yourself in order to go out and actually take action, actually do something, actually implement these self-improvement principles rather than me just telling you what to do it's giving you a way to actually do it. So make sure that that where is always in the same location. There's a lot of scientific research between like muscle memory and placement of things. So like doing the same thing at the same time in the same place is going to trigger your brain to go into a state of readiness for the habit that you're trying to set. So don't overthink it. Don't make it too much of a big plan about it. Just do it. Okay? Just figure it out. Do the framework. Do it. And then tell me that you've done it. DM me. Comment down below on this. And get it done. Get it done. So as we're wrapping up here, I built a self-improvement school for obsessives, like people like me who are freaks and just can't stop chasing growth. Inside the school, you'll get my full reading notes of every book, the recordings for every live stream, and essentially it becomes a 6-part video course with copy and paste habit templates for every single book that I'm going to cover. So the value is just going to increase as time increases. Plus, you'll join a community of people just as locked in as you are and as I am, pushing you, holding you accountable, and making sure you don't quit. The price is going to jump to $19 a month after I hit 500 members. You can lock in for $9 a month for life right now. Just go click the link in my bio. That's where it's at. Please, please don't watch this and let yourself go back to who you were before. Keep the change and keep changing. See ya.